everybody, and welcome to Dice Tales Live, session 52, Without Fear or Favor. Welcome.
Ominous.
Welcome, everyone.
Yay.
We left off on a very solemn,
I love how the
note.
last one was a spooky interlude, part 3. And then
Well, there were zombies and
without
stuff.
fear or favor. It's like, okay.
I mean, I feel like each Halloween episode has become progressively just like more dark and depressing. Yeah, that's how it's been. But we're here to bring you some festive holiday cheer today.
Hey, happy holidays from all of us here at Dice Tale.
As you watch this in January.
Hey, totally not
New Year, new me.
New Year, new me.
Amazing.
Oh boy. Okay, so as long as he can talk through the tears, I will send it over to Brad to talk about our sponsors.
Hi, everybody. We have sponsors. First up are our friends at Gaming Paper. You're probably seeing this after the holidays, but if by some magic of the internet you're watching this and it's like early December of 2023 instead, they make wrapping paper, which is great for your holiday gifts. So check that out. They also host our podcast, gamingpaper.com. They have tons of amazing supplies for mapping out combat and running your own home D&D game or any tabletop RPG, really. So check them out at gamingpaper.com. Secondly, we have our friends at Character Case.
Yay!
If you are traveling the day before your D&D game into a snowstorm, pack all your stuff in your character case. That way, if you get stranded, you can still join the party from wherever you're located. Or just brave the snowstorm and drive home like I did.
What a specific situation, Brad.
Yeah, that would never
It's
happen.
almost like you lived it.
Lastly, all the sounds not made by us, it's been a while since I've had to do this, guys. All the sounds that we don't make are going to be made by our friends at Syrinscape and their lovely Syrinscape web player, which is awesome for allowing your party members to hear the same music regardless of whether or not they are in the same room, the same state, the same zip code, the same time zone, any of that good stuff. And they're going to add some great quality music to the more dramatic scenes of your game.
Woohoo! All right, thank you, Brad. Make sure to check out our merch on spring.com. Even though none of us are sporting it, we don't have a holiday section. Oh, Brad coming in with the clutch. Get it?
Dice bag.
Coming in hot.
Clutch.
And then thank you to our friends for our character design art, Barb Williams, TJ Corbett, and Isaac Grimaldi. Go check them out, support them too. TJ's book is out, actually.
Oh, that's right.
Into the Runiverse.
Into the Runiverse is a 5e setting, and the book is out. I have it over on my shelf right now. You can get your own copy. Yeah. And then make sure you're listening to the podcast or watching our old episodes on YouTube. Everything's under Dice Tales Live, so you can find us on all the things.
Yay!
All right. Anybody have any things coming up in January that you want to announce?
My birthday.
Mine
Happy
too.
Elmo's birthday! Happy Elmo's birthday!
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was important.
Yeah.
All right. With
Totally
that,
important for everybody to know.
let's recap to bring everyone back into the sadness. We'll see you on the other side.
Jill, Merrick, and Callista faced off with the Necromancer and his void-stick zombies in the city park, choosing not to wait for Beyonce and Leith to arrive in order to prevent the Necromancer from creating even more undead abominations. Midway through the vicious fight that ensued, a grim Beyonce and Leith appeared to turn the tide of battle in the hero's favor. When the final void-stick zombie finally fell, Leith vanished, leaving the rest of the party standing, exhausted, amid the carnage in the city park. And that's where we pick up the adventure tonight on Dice Tales.
And we are back.
Hey! Wow, that was a great voiced and written recap.
Yes, it was. All right. So we're bringing the mood down. We are right after the end of that fight, you guys have stopped the necromancer and the Juju zombie, voice stick zombies, that he brought inside of the park. You stand with Sileria of the Harpers, and as you looked about, Leith vanished from sight.
Jill would be like pumping her chest and being like, "Yes! Yes! We did it! We got him!"
Leith?
Yeah.
Leith? Did you go invisible? What is going on?
No, he
And
wasn't.
Sileria looks around and sort of bends over this necromancer, and she says, "There'll still be cleanup to do, but there shouldn't be more coming. How is the situation at the gates?"
I mean, we took care of them, but not without great loss. Beyonce
At
can't
this point, I
stop
know that-
looking at his hand.
His
Or
stone-
lack
Oh,
thereof.
and now he
Beyonce!
holds up. You see
oh
his
gosh!
bloody stump.
It's not
Beyonce.
bloody, I cauterized it.
Oh yeah.
There's probably still some dried blood.
Well, it
was
probably
gushing.
smells like burnt flesh.
What?
Beyonce, what happened?
You know this? Had to do it again. I don't feel so
Shit,
good.
you gonna
Lost
What
a lot
did you-
of blood.
Get in return. You got a
sit,
big
sit,
sword
sit
last
down.
time.
I got Leaf.
What?
Leith and Harley. Leith was dead.
Harley?
He's back, but
And you Holly
at this
too.
cost.
Where is
Harley
Harley?
too?
Harley's gone. We lost
That's
her.
where Leith.
I understand why he left.
I do as well, but I am concerned about him being alone.
I'll message him in a little bit. I think he needs some time to think.
Yeah, and you need some time to sit down. And Jill would lead Beyonce over to like a bench. This is the park, right? So I'm
Yeah,
sure
there's
bench
a
somewhere.
stone bench there. Sileria had kind of given you all a moment to talk among yourselves anyway, and gone over to where the necromancer's form had fallen, and she had removed his robes and his helm and like mask that he had on, and you can see that the figure there, their skin is that like gray, bleached of color look that you've seen on some of these shade people.
I'm gonna walk over by the necromancer by Sileria.
Okay.
I'm just
And-
sitting with Beyonce.
I want to see. Is there anything on their body that I don't know? Any sort of identifying? Is there any paperwork? Any notes? Any?
You can do a perception check to search them.
Uh, 33.
All right. There's quite a few things on this necromancer. So you would see that he had a belt with several potion bottles on him. There seem to be 4 unused. He's wearing some kind of magical robe. He had a masterwork dagger tucked in his belt. He was wearing some sort of amulet around his neck. He has a magical belt strapped around him. He had a magic cloak that he was wearing over his mask. And even underneath the mask, he had goggles over his eyes, and then a headband tightly around. You find in a pocket a small book that's almost like crusted leather, and you open it, it appears to be some kind of spell book. You would also find a small crystal. It looks multifaceted, quite beautiful. You don't know exactly what it would be for. And then several onyx gems as well in a pouch, and a pouch full of gold. And one last, as you're actually reaching into another pocket, something would nip at you. And you would reach your hand out and a little rat, like, sticks its head out.
Squish him.
And make another perception check, please.
That is a 41.
The rat has something tied around its neck, and there's another little, like, gem hanging from it, and it, like, leaps out of the pocket and starts trying to, like, run for the bushes.
I'm gonna grab it around the middle.
Okay, make a reflex save.
And if I don't get it, Katya saw a small scurrying creature. She might do a bouncy bounce.
Yep.
I'm doing a reflex
Yeah.
save.
Yeah,
Sorry, is that what a reflex?
Yeah.
22 for me.
That's fast enough. It's just a little rat. So you dart your hand out and grab it, and it's squirming in your grasp.
I'm not trying to hurt it. I'm just. Is it missing a finger?
Great question.
It is not missing a finger.
Would I? Does the crystal? I mean, does the gem it's wearing around its neck? Like, does that ring any bells for me in terms of like, is it connected to a spell of some sort?
Make a spellcraft check.
$28.
It does, actually. This would be magic that you've heard of because of your father, actually, because he always wanted to get his hands on something like this. What it is, it's a tracking gem, more or less. So if it has a matched gem that's synced to it, and wherever that gem is, it allows you to ascertain the location of the other and allows you to kind of follow it around.
So the rat is
Hunted
basically
down.
wearing a tracking device.
Yes. An apple tag, yes.
I'm gonna pick the rat up and like I'm looking at it and
Squeak, 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 squeak.
I'm gonna feel a little silly. I'm gonna kind of look around, and then I'm gonna look at the rat and I'm gonna say, "Squeak twice if you are not really a rat."
It continues to squeak an exorbitant amount.
Oh, he's just a buddy.
So what's going through Callista's head is like, is this someone that the necromancer has trapped and turned into a rat and then tagged so they could never get away? Like, so
Could just be a little like.
so
a
the
bird
rat
dog.
doesn't seem magical in any way. It just seems like a rat.
Seems like a rat. And Sileria comes over next to you to look at it. And she says, "What is that?" Looking at the gem.
It is a tracking device.
I've heard of such things. Where's the other one?
I would assume somewhere on this. Oh.
You would
Is
know that
this-
it works both ways. So
I was just going to say, is this the receiver gem or the, okay, it works both ways. I am going to, trying to avoid getting bitten by the rat, I'm going to try to ease the gem off its neck.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it might bite you a little bit. It's just like scratching at you, but
I
you
am
can
trying
get it
to help
off.
you, stop!
You can get it off, no problem.
You get to go be a rat in a big city now. It's perfect. It's ideal for you. You get to be Pizza Rat.
You know, the minute I put this rat down, Katya is going to pounce on it. If you want to
Someone
live,
deserves a snack. I mean,
If you want to
she
live,
hasn't gotten to kill anything tasty in a long time.
it's true.
I'm going to look at the rat and say, I'm going to put you down. It is your decision what to do. But know if you run, you are probably going to be the cat's snack. And I put the rat down.
Okay. It scurries a little and then looks over at Katya. And it's just like standing up, doing the like sniffy rat thing.
Katya is definitely like the whole like front haunches down, back haunches like up, back butts wiggling, and the tail's kind of like flicking. She's ready to pounce if that rat runs.
All right. Well, the rat is just like holding completely still. So you have this gem in your hand.
And there's standoff happening between Katya and a rat.
Yep.
I'm going to. So the gem doesn't work, like you can't see through the gem, you just know where the other one is.
Yeah, you can like activate it as an
Okay.
action, and then it will tell you the direction of the other.
I think we probably want to know what is on the other end of this. And if it is in the city.
Who are you saying that to? Celeria?
Yeah.
And she would say, I can take care of it if you don't want to.
I kind of give her a little bit of side eye. Because I saw those shadow missiles. I think perhaps it would be good to consult with the rest of my party first.
Very well.
The camera
going-
pans. Sorry.
I'm going to go see the situation at the gate.
We will find
Take
you
care
later.
of your own, yes. And with that, she's going to rush off.
Where's Merrick? He's here too, right?
He's here
Correct.
too.
Over on the bench, Jill is just kind of sitting with Beyonce and kind of like consoling him and just would say like, how did she go? What happened?
And Armin, not Armin, that's another character. Beyonce is definitely having like labored breathing and like having a really hard time focusing. Like he's lost a lot of blood. And reeling from the fact that he no longer has a left hand. And he said it was all a blur, but I was too late. I was too late and I didn't have the right spells. I wasn't prepared. And they were down. I didn't know what to do and I didn't have the right spells prepared, so Tyr gave me the power for a sacrifice to bring one of them back, and obviously I chose Leith. But it was too late for Harley. And
What happened to her?
I'm not certain. That's part of the problem. I didn't study enough. I just don't know how to help.
Beyonce, Leith is alive because of you. I'm alive because of you. You've helped plenty.
Let's just say I have a lot of regrets. And they're growing by the day.
And for kind of the first time, Jill has kind of realizes like the gravitas of him having like all this power, like how much of a kind of a curse it must be kind of for him. Because yeah, like so many people depend on him that he can't always save them all. And it's just kind of the nature of the biz. And that's sad. And so
And he
Jill
has
just
to
kinda sits
literally
inside.
sacrifice so much.
Beyonce goes to put his head in his hands, but realizes
Oh, jeez. Oh, man, that's so sad. And Jill would just kind of put her hand on his back.
he just like has a moment and just puts the stump down, but keeps his head in his hands.
And then Jill would look up and be like, Callista, did he have anything valuable on him?
A lot of things. I would take most of the valuables off
Okay.
his body as well. If Sileria didn't do it, I'm going to do it.
She did not, because she
All
was going to go make sure that the city is safe.
I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take this as payment for helping save their stupid city.
That is totally fair.
I'd say we did a bit. We did a bit.
We deserve this.
Callista, when you pick up that other crystal crystal that he was carrying.
Oh, the other
in his
mysterious crystal,
pocket,
yeah.
The other mysterious crystal. You hear a voice speak to you.
Who dat? New crystal, who dis?
It is a male voice, a bit deep, solemn, gravelly. You've not heard it before, but it sounds almost familiar.
Oh,
And
I
it
know who this is.
says, "Have you found them yet?" You can respond in 25 words.
I heard the necromancer chanting when they were casting their spell.
Yeah.
Was it a male or female voice?
The necromancer was a male.
I'm going to respond,
Hey.
trying to
No, this is the
disguise my voice.
necromancer.
No.
Make a bluff check.
Yes.
I'm not good at this.
Callista is honest. It's not a fault.
Any chance this is an evil outsider?
Yes.
Hey.
That helps a little.
Hey.
That makes it a 10.
Woo! Average.
Yeah, it doesn't come out so good, but what do you say?
What?
What do you?
What
I
do you
said
say?
all I did was say no.
Just- no.
It was just no as kind of like a cough bark.
Where's Rachel?
Where are the other drugs going?
Where are the other drugs going?
All right.
He's
Different
trying to speak to
generation.
me. I know it. Okay.
For a moment,
Okay.
nothing happens, and then you get a response. Who is this?
No. Crush it. Destroy it. Now. Be somebody, Liz.
Be somebody. It's back.
Cast it into the fire.
No.
No.
I
I get that
say
joke now.
Yay!
Hey.
Carrie just watched Lord of the Rings for the
Yeah.
first time. We're very
I
proud of
wept.
her. It's so good.
I say okay. Your worst nightmare. I try to pull Matilda back out so that
Yes.
they can't tell who my voice is.
Oh.
Make another
FTW.
bluff check.
Your worst nightmare.
Is it really a bluff? Because maybe we are their worst nightmare.
Well, it's the voice.
Uh,
And a
Roll for
disguise.
voice acting.
12.
12. Okay.
We're about to get threatened. We're about to get a threat.
Which one of you is it? Tell me. I've wanted to speak to you. You have my attention.
We're in it now.
What do you want from this world? Why are you here?
Why ask questions you know the answer to already? It seems we are in a bit of a standstill. Negotiations would benefit all.
You are the aggressor. We are not willing to give up our world.
It is not your world to keep.
It is
We
not your...
seek to return to our home, and you would keep it from us.
This is no longer your home.
Who did you lose this time? Anyone precious to you?
None are precious to me.
That will be convenient for you, because many more will die. I will haunt your steps. I do not feel sorrow for your loss. I am beyond this.
Nor will I feel sorrow when you fall.
I do not think your friends share your perspective.
I do not respond.
Okay. So you guys see Callista talking to a rock. Off to the side. You don't know what's going on. You know she's very deep in thought, talking to this little crystal.
I give Beyonce's back one last little rub, and it's there, buddy. And then I go over and I want to talk to Callista. I'm like, who are you talking to?
It's...
Couldn't hear that. It was a strange enchantment. The first part of your statement was cut off.
Oh.
Damn.
Will I know, is this crystal going to transmit every time I say something? Okay.
It has to be
Okay.
act of will.
I think there is a Tenthel on the other end of this crystal.
You were talking to him? Can we still talk to him?
I do not know if they have to initiate.
Did he say something to you?
I mean, wanted to negotiate.
Jill would say, give me... Jill would hold out her hand.
Put me on the phone.
Let me talk to this bitch.
Talk to me.
We are not going to... We cannot negotiate with them.
I'm not going to.
I mean, pissing them off is probably also not a good idea.
They're already pissed.
I hand her the crystal.
He's like, you can hear this, motherfucker. We're coming for you. Do you hear that? You got a hold of us finally. I hope you're fucking happy.
Well, that charming voice must belong to Jalaris Farheart.
Damn right it does, and we're coming. We got your necromancer. We got your zombies. How you like that?
They were
I'm like looking at Callista like...
They were sacrifices who knew that their lives were simply to advance the cause.
Well, they didn't advance it very far.
How many times will you risk our wrath? Do you even know what you fight?
I kind of like look confused, and I like, we fight for our home. You want to take it away from us, and you're not going to.
Such a simple-minded way of looking at the world. If you were exiled from your home and tried to return, how would you take to being the outcast? Jalaris Farheart.
You don't have anything to teach me about being an outcast, you son of a bitch. I'm giving you back to Callista now. Dick. And then I would just hand the crystal back and march off and sulk.
The difference is You seek to wipe out. You seek to not coexist, but take over. What of those who live here?
There's no response.
Thought so.
Beyonce starts like gagging.
Oh, shit.
We have to get Beyonce to a healer. He's not doing well.
I am a
Where the
healer.
fuck is Lee?
I don't know.
Callista's looking at this crystal like, do we take this thing with us?
I look at Callista, I'm like,
What I know is that a magical enough item that I'd be able to destroy it?
Magic items are usually more difficult to destroy.
Right.
it's like when Gimli tries to hit the One Ring with his hammer.
Yeah.
Hey!
I get these things now!
I'm
joined
so
us.
proud of you.
His
I'm
masterwork
welcome.
dagger his masterwork dagger is not magical, it's just masterwork, right?
Yes.
So, what now? What else? Is everyone safe?
You guys would hear horns blaring from the gate.
Do they sound like triumphant horns?
Right, or do they sound alarmy?
They're not. They're not the same as the bells you heard before.
We need to go. Beyonce, can you stand? Can you walk?
Yes, I can. And Beyonce, like, he'll probably wobble a little bit, but like,
I would catch him.
I'm fine. It's
Merrick walks up to
I'll
you.
catch up.
He's been watching up the path to make sure nothing else is coming down the road, and he says, "It looks clear."
We should destroy this as soon as we have the ability. Perhaps Justify can do it, but I do not think Beyonce has the strength to do it right now.
No.
But I do not think we want a Tanthal in our heads.
Yeah. In the meantime, if he wants to talk any more trash, just hand it to me. I think I scared him.
you're saying that is.
Yes, you did.
Am I right there now? It's
Yeah.
okay. You're saying that's an open line to a Tanthal?
It would seem so. Do you have something you wish to say?
Not at the moment.
If anyone has earned it, it is you.
Not right now.
That brings up a good
Not right
point.
now.
I said, Beyonce, would you like to hang on to it so you can destroy it whenever you're feeling strong enough? Or otherwise?
You know what?
How about,
Yes.
just do not, maybe do not try to speak to them on your own? They tried to get into our heads.
I think I'm
They
a-
tried it with both me and Joe.
And it didn't work.
They are manipulative masters. Just remember that, all right?
I don't know how much more they can awake my wrath. And I grab it out of her hands.
Okay.
I was going to give it to you.
Jill
And-
approves.
And then Beyonce starts walking. He wants to start heading towards the library.
Okay.
I would want to go.
So you
towards
guys are
the
heading
gates.
back to Twilight Hall, or he is, and then you're going towards the gates. Callista, where are you going?
Perhaps we should stay together.
Beyonce, do you mind if we go down and check at the gates? See what those horns are about? Maybe check in with Belwa?
Should we walk Beyonce to Twilight Hall first?
You know what? Meet me at the halls. And then I'll go and bust out my wings with an angelic aspect again. Fly up and fly off into the distance towards the gate.
And I imagine the shot is this glorious thing into the frickin' sunset. And
I was gonna say, and then it glares out. Yeah.
Callista and Jill just standing on the ground and be like,
Also, are you guys hurt?
And Merrick.
Also,
And
are you guys
Katya.
hurt?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Right now.
Yeah, Beyonce channels energy as he flies away.
crop dust us.
That is so extra, and I love it for you.
That's Beyonce, baby.
That's beyond.
Yeah, yeah,
How much do we get, buddy?
10,
Oh boy.
30 HP back.
Nice. That helps. Still hurt.
Still hurting.
But you know what? We're gonna live because I have a good feeling about these horns. And I would turn to Merrick and Callista and be like, "Let's go check out the horns, and we'll be quick about it."
Keep
And
an eye
Merrick
out.
says, from what I recall, the horns are a good sign. They've probably beaten them back. But we
As
should
we-
find out what happened to Leith.
As we walk, I'm going to look at Merrick and say, "Did you know, or were you aware that the Lady of Burdusk has shadow magic? Did you see what I saw?"
It's something I've heard of before. She's not the only arcane magic user to dabble in such things.
It just seems an odd coincidence.
I can't tell you anymore. I would if I knew.
Oh, also, I took this off the rat that the necromancer had. I say that to both Jill and Merrick. It is a tracking crystal.
What does it track?
The other crystal, whoever has it.
Do you know where the other one is?
Well, no, I would need to activate the crystal, but it can be used both ways.
Oh,
Um,
how do you activate the crystal?
I say how one would activate the crystal, because I would assume Callista knows since she knows about them.
You got the spellcraft, yeah, so it's like most magic
There is
items,
a
like you
button on the
just-
side, you push it.
Yeah, you know, you just press the
Hi, make a
button,
hiney
you
ho.
turn the settings on. No, you focus energy into it, and that's all it takes.
I expect there is something unpleasant on the other end. And I think as much as I would like to know if the thing on the other end is in the city, I do not think now is such a wise time for us to go courting trouble.
You're probably right.
Beyonce is in no shape. Leith is in no shape.
Yeah. We should go talk to Belvoir, figure out exactly what happened. What happened to Harley, and maybe that'll give us a clue about what happened to Leith. I guess. I'm grasping at straws here. Unless you
I'm
two have
gonna-
any better ideas.
I'm gonna put my hand on Katya. You remember Leith's scent, yeah, girl? See if you can find him.
An affirmative
So
meow.
I send Katya just out to kind of
Out she goes.
see if she can catch a scent of Leith.
Okay.
Obviously, there's not a trail
Yes,
to follow
she
since he.
can.
Oh, nice.
It's not that far. She can figure it out. Like, she's heading in the direction of the gates, so she'll just start heading out towards the main gate there. That's the one.
Do
straight
I see
ahead.
that she picked up a scent, or did she pick it up out of our sight?
Yeah, you can see her running.
Should we follow her? She has scented on Leith.
Yeah. Yes, of course.
We start running after her, but she is, of course, faster than us.
It's true. Well, eventually you will catch up to her. And she is stopped at one of the exterior gates looking out. Leith, what are you doing?
I am sitting on the ground in the middle of a circle of just charred, scorched earth. Cross-legged, shoulders slumped forward, and just staring at a pocket watch in my hand, slowly fidgeting with it.
Are the gates open or closed?
It's open.
Are we like right up to him yet, or
Yeah, and you would see, like, because you can step out and look to the left and the right. Like, there are tons of people out. Like, most of the guards are either on the walls or, like, out across, and they have downed, like, all these undead, and you would see that they've at least stopped coming. There's probably a few still fighting, like, off further out down the road, trying to stop them from getting close, but they seem to have it under control now.
Also, Beyonce would probably be there already.
Okay. Oh, Beyonce, I thought you were going to the hall, and then you said
No,
you'd meet them
I said I was
later.
going to the gates.
Oh, I heard the hall.
I heard the hall.
No, I said
I'm sorry.
meet me at the halls.
Oh,
Okay. Well, then, Beyonce, you can be here too. Sorry.
Well, it's
you're part of this also.
As I saw things from from an aerial view, I would have looked for the wounded and started healing them.
Okay. Yes, definitely are people who need help.
I would just burn.
There are a few casualties, like among the guard, etc. Too. Definitely a few Harpers, other than Harley.
Beyonce would
But
at least.
it could be much worse in terms of that.
Right.
You guys did a pretty good job of keeping that under wraps, but
But Beyonce's going to like burn like all his first through third spells, just healing
Okay.
people. Like at the very least, until like everybody that he can help is healed. And
I would
just through tearful eyes, but it's cheering him up to help some people.
I would put my hand on Jill's shoulder and just say, "We know he is not physically in danger. Perhaps we should give him some time. I feel better knowing where he is."
And I would look over at Callista and I'd be like, I'm just gonna go tell him where we'll be. And
I do wonder. I mean, Katya's still kind of heading in his direction.
yeah.
He and Katya have a bond. I mean, she cannot talk to him, but, well, she can, but if he talks to her, perhaps she will be more comforting right now, more than I would be, for sure. So Katya pads over to Leith and just she'll just quietly kind of do the cat sit next to him and then put her head and just kind of
oh,
nuzzle up next to him silently.
Leith flinches at the contact, but doesn't push her away.
Jill would just kind of walk up kind of very slowly and would make sure she enters through his periphery. She doesn't want to startle him, because God knows what'll happen if you do that. And she would just kind of be like, Leith, we're all going back to Twilight Hall. I understand if you don't want to come with us right away. I just wanted to tell you where we'll be. All right. Katya will stay with you. If you need anything, you can send her. And Jill would walk away.
Merrick just puts a hand on your shoulder. Jill walks with you. He does not approach Leith.
Callista doesn't either, because she is less than a comforting presence.
Beyonce, make a perception check.
Come on, one eye.
Oh, one eye, one arm.
One eye.
his dex-
Yeah,
is his dex
my
bonus
my
gonna
left
hit?
side is severely crippled at the moment. That's a 10.
Okay. All right. So you're very caught up in what you're doing. So it's not until you start hearing people gasping, yelling, people saying, "Back up to the towers! Dragon!" that you look up.
Oh, no.
Is it a golden dragon?
And see a gold dragon flying up through the sky.
Great fucking timing.
does not come straight towards it. Like, does a few really high swoops, like, out of range.
And at this point, Jill would start to be like, everyone, it's fine. He's a friendly dragon.
We know them. We know them.
We know them. They're a friend.
Beyonce will actually, noticing all the hubbub, Beyonce will cast Mage's Decree.
Listen.
And say to everybody within, I think, it's a couple of miles.
Damn. That's fair. A dragon can be seen for a couple of miles.
Hold on, let me look it up. Where is it? I just had it. Okay. So range up to 13 miles. Or 15 miles, I think. Are we 14 or 15? I can't think of it right now.
We're 14.
14. And we'll say the dragon is friendly. So everybody in a 14-mile radius can hear me say that.
There's some dope
Okay.
12 miles away who's about to fight like a young black dragon, and he's like, "Oh, it's friendly." He reaches arm turn on beyond.
That black dragon is like, what's serendipity?
No, wait, I want to add something. Also, babe, I'm down at the gate.
Everyone hears that.
Everyone hears, babe, I'm down at the gate.
Jill rolls her eyes,
because
like,
they'll hear it too.
All right. So, again, there would be a call ringing out. The Juster Call says it's safe. It's a gold dragon. And then
That's how you know.
people lowering their weapons, etc. And it's at that point that Galen starts to swoop down towards the gate. And as you get closer, you would see that there is something like strapped to their leg.
all right.
Okay.
It appears to be a large, fancy gilt mirror.
Yes.
Awesome.
Beyonce will like.
And they land.
Beyonce will run to
Shattering
them
the mirror.
and like just put like forehead to like snout.
And lowers their head and says, I've come too late, it seems.
We've had some grievous casualties. Hope this isn't a
BT
game
dubs.
changer. And puts up his nub.
Sorry.
And there's like a snort. Discontent.
I mean, the best parts are still there.
Remove this mirror, if you will.
Yes, I got it. Thank you so much. And Beyonce will go try to
One
take
arm.
it one
And
handed.
there's like people like watching all of this from above and like at a distance. No one wants to get close because there's a big dragon on the ground. But the
Fair.
attention is
So-
definitely on this scene.
Beyonce's doing his best to do this like one hand and nub.
Yep. Merrick will come help you.
This is gonna take some getting used to, Mad Meat.
And he says, seems easier than the eye part, but maybe not. It's not your good hand, is it?
Nope, I made that decision very consciously. All I can say is goodbye, stranger.
That was funny, Ross. Proud of you.
Okay. So you get the mirror down, this big mirror, and lay it flat on the ground.
Oh man. All right.
Hold on, my roll 20 just died. I'm getting back in here. And the dragon will begin to shrink down, like
In folk style.
Cool.
into this figure. Looks different than the Galen you've seen before.
Oh.
Ooh. There we are.
Beyonce just goes,
Ben
"Oh,
Galen.
I love
Hot.
this form," and
Hot.
and just embraces them
And
Very
they
tightly.
sort of toss this braid over their shoulder, wrap their arms around you, and say, "What trouble have you gotten into now, Noichi?"
Well, we were attacked again. They seem to be following me.
We need to have a meeting with the Harpers, I think.
I agree full-heartedly.
I'll come with.
Thank you, I could use the support.
And Galen then looks over at Merrick and then at the mirror and says, "Make yourself useful with all those muscles." And just like turns and walks off.
I kind of like, I imagine Merrick and Jill like slow head turn, like,
Yeah. It's like, well, now I don't want to do it.
self-useful. And Jill said, "I'll help." And they would like lift it kind of like you would lift like a big
Yep.
board.
Beyonce actually
Very awkward. It's not heavy, it's awkward.
Beyonce actually takes Galen's arm doesn't put an arm out, takes Galen's arm instead.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
And Jill would
Galen's
look-
form is still very tall, like a very statuesque female. A darker skin tone than before. Like it was like brown or tan before, but now it's like a deeper and just like a lot of gold makeup on the eyelids.
Contouring.
Yes.
As they walk off, Jill would kind of like give one last sad look over her shoulder at the little crisscrossed leaf.
Applesauce gnome.
Is he still just sitting there? Oh, Bubba.
Yep. All right. Belvoir actually comes up to you at that point in time. He finds you all. And he says, "The attack seems to have been repelled. But I think we need to talk." And Sileria walks up beside him. And she says, "It seems you've all stumbled upon something quite serious. Let's hold a council.
Now,
Gather yourselves. We'll have it at dawn."
what time is it now? Real quick.
At this point in time, it's like nightfall.
Nightfall.
Yeah, it's just starting to become like night.
And
The sun was going down and now it's getting dark.
we have rooms at Twilight Hall, right?
We do,
recall
yes.
that? Okay.
Yeah.
Keep making our way.
Okay.
Making our way down.
So, the guards are going to start like working on reinstalling the gates and reinforcing that, getting barricades in place for now. There's a lot of like busy activity happening. And Belvoir has a couple of harpers who come up behind him, and they're starting to report casualties to him. His face grim and sorrowful with each name that gets dropped from that person's lips. And the name Harley is not mentioned in the list that you hear.
Her body isn't doesn't exist. And she wasn't a harper. Was she a harper? She was not a harper, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
she's a harper.
That Beyonce hears this.
Yeah.
Beyonce feeling responsible is going to break away from Galen and walk over and say, "I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but the young paladin Harley."
Harley Cholsov?
Yes,
Aye.
she was also lost.
I see.
She fought valiantly, but I was too late. But she She did a lot of damage, if that's any consolation.
Damn right it is. She
She,
would have wanted to go down fighting.
as would I. We're
And he actually gives you like a shoulder clap at that. And he looks down at your hand. And he says, I see why you're the Justicar.
Thank you for saying. I sometimes wonder.
Not many would sacrifice so much.
It's a lot of weight to carry, but it's worth it for this world.
And Galen speaks up and says, and he carries it very well.
Beyonce kind of. There's a moment where
That's
Beyonce's just like, "Oh, you minx." Like you just see that on his face, but
Okay.
I
And so they're going to start ushering Harper's like back towards the complex, back into Twilight Hall, so that people can rest up. They're bringing people in for medical aid. There's clerics who will come to try to help other people as well. It's not just you guys. There's other clerics too. So there's a lot of hustle and bustle going on. And Belvoir will say to you, rest tonight. We'll see you in about 5 hours. Okay. And he will leave you all.
Merrick and Jill do not boink out of respect.
There's no boinking. No sad funeral boink
No
to be
boinking.
had. All right.
Before we retire, I would kind of lean over to Jill and say, how do we let Leith know about the meeting?
We don't. If he's not there, we'll just fill him in on what he missed. I think you're right. We don't want to push him.
Merrick speaks up and he says, hopefully he'll still be here in the morning.
Katya is
About
with him.
that too.
And right about that time, off in the far distance, you would just hear the long, mournful howl over and over again of just a wolf singing to the sky.
And that is where we will break.
Oh, damn. What a great way to end that one little section.
All right. Thank you guys. We will return next week for part 2 of Without Fear or Favor. Have a good week. We'll see you.
Yeah. Did you promise?
One-handed.